Hello students, today we are going to start the first chapter of class 11th, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. This is a very important chapter because here we are going to study about scientific notations, SI units, what physical quantities, physical and chemical properties are useful for your studies of chemistry. Second, we will study about the mole concept and in detail so many you can say the numerical parts are also there. Means a very important the chapter to begin the study of chemistry. So let's start with some great work of India. I have already prepared some important points which are required to known for everybody, like when the chemistry started. Chemistry is the subject which we study right now. That is not a very you can say old studies of this part of science. Okay, chemistry is a very you can say a very new discovered part of science. Okay, earlier it was known as alchemy. Alchemy means people used to connect it with the jadoo tona. Okay, so alchemy basically was formed to discover two important things for you can say the greed of the human life, the elixir of life and the philosopher's stone. I think you must have read all these things in the book. Elixir of life, that is Amrit, means to become immortal, and philosopher's stone, it is an you can say imaginary stone which could convert any you can say basic metal into gold, that is precious, means money. Okay, but unfortunately nobody could till now nobody could prepare these things. But the India is known for its chemistry work very much from ancient time. Like every country has some contribution in different subjects. India has given so many important things, like in maths everybody knows zero discovered in India. Without zero nothing is possible. Decimal was discovered in India. Similarly, for chemistry also, India has done great. Indian you can say scientists and chemists have done great achievements. Okay, for example, like in India, the study of chemistry was known as Rasayan Shastra. Rasayan Shastra means where we work on the chemicals. Ras Kriya or Ras Tantra, many names, right? And this was basically involved the metallurgy. Right? Metallurgy, class 10th also we have studied the study of the extraction of metals. Then in the medicinal part also India has done a great achievements. Like you have studied about the chemist, very great Maharishi Charak, Maharishi Sushrut. They have performed so many difficult medicinal works in ancient time which are not possible in today's world also. And cosmetics, basically cosmetics very important in today's life. Nobody can assume his life without the cosmetics, right? And what are the proofs of all these things that India has done all these things? The proofs are given by the Mohenjo-daro sites and Harappa sites, where so many artifacts are you can say found which prove the great work of Indian scientists in the ancient time, like baked bricks. In that back era, means the civilization of Mohenjo-daro, their bagged bricks were used. Okay, you can imagine in you can say in villages of India. In today also people live in the kacha houses and all. Okay, without using of bricks. At that time they used baked bricks. Then faience. It is a very important part. Faience is a type of glass. Faience is a type of glass which was used in making ornaments. Okay, jewelry में इसका इस्तेमाल करते. And alloying of copper, that is very important. Okay, alloying of copper. Metals की इतनी deep studies that they used tin and chromium to make alloy more strong, that copper more strong by making it alloy. And coloring agent, very important. Metal oxides were used as coloring agents, right? Some very important literatures are also found, like Arthashastra. In Arthashastra, salt from sea water. Arthashastra, you know, Kautilya has written this book, and in his book it has written how can we make salt from the water, right? So it is a very important book to prove that in India chemistry knowledge was used in a very, you can say, vast manner. In Sushrut Samhita, like I have already mentioned also, Sushrut, the importance of alkalis. Alkalis are the soluble bases. In Charak Samhita, preparation of acids, oxides, sulfates, carbonates, and many other compounds. In Rasopanishad, the preparation of gunpowder was mentioned. Gunpowder, firework. There, you can say many. Which the gunpowder means the preparation of gunpowder, which in today's date is used in the same way they have prepared the last in the ancient time also. In Ras Ratnakar, identification of metals was done by flame color, which we study in class 10th basically. And in paintings of Ajanta and Ellora, the Ajanta in today's world also means in today's time when we go to visit Ajanta and Ellora, we see the so prominent work. Still the work is seen so lively, right? So, and at last Brihat Samhita was used to, means it is mentioned to prepare perfumes and cosmetics. So these are some important works where the Charak Samhita is called Ayurvedic epic, where nanoparticles are mentioned. Can you imagine? Nanoparticles are imagined. In today's world also, the so many works are being done on nanoparticles, where nanoparticles were mentioned in Charak Samhita. How the atoms are so small that they cannot be seen. Atoms cannot be divided further. These things were mentioned in this book. And the fermentation process in Arthashastra also was mentioned. Fermentation, we know there are many ashwas, gandhas and rasas are mentioned in the, you can say, Ayurvedic medicines. Today's world also in Europe countries, they are recognizing the importance of the Ayurvedic medicines. It is all mentioned in detail. Fermentation, there are many type of liquors are also available, and the use of liquors are mentioned in Arthashastra. So that's it about in detail about the starting of this chapter, that how important was this chapter in ancient India. Take a look. So now let's start the next topic, that is nature of matter. Earlier we have done about the work of India in ancient time, and I hope you must have enjoyed that part. I have given you so many important works of Indian scientists. Okay, so it is here. What is matter? Matter, we know, something which has mass, and plus it must occupy some volume. Clear, right? Mass and volume together. A substance which has both mass and volume, that is considered as matter. For example, like is this pen. Okay, this pen is matter because it has some volume. Where it will be placed, nothing will be placed till the time it is displaced, and it has some mass also. Clear? But if you say what is not mass, for example, like when you get marks in your examination, marks, not mass. Okay, so marks, when you get marks, so that marks give you some happiness if it is good, and if it is not good, not according to your you can say whatever you thought about, so then sorrowness. So can you measure your happiness or sorrowness? No, because that is having neither mass nor volume. So these things like feelings are not matter. Things which have mass and volume both are considered as matter. Okay, matter are of two types. Any matter can be classified into two groups, that is pure substances and second is mixture. Okay, so simultaneously I will tell you the properties also. What substances can be considered as pure substances and what substances can be considered as mixtures. So the substances which have means you can say elements, elemental properties. Okay, elemental nature is there, that is called pure substance. Like hydrogen gas is made up of two atoms of hydrogen, means element is hydrogen is there only, nothing else is there, right? So that is pure substance. Second, it must have a fixed formula, right? It must have a fixed formula, because if something can be expressed in formula, then we know the ratio of the elements in that molecule, right? Means ratio of the elements is fixed, right? Ratio of the elements is fixed. Opposite to these things here, if we say mixture, in mixture so many elements, again elements are also present here, so many elements are present here, but physically, right, physical nature is there, and here they are involved chemically, right, in pure substances. Formula is fixed here. Here it is no formula for any mixture. You do not have any formula for any mixture. And ratios fixed of the elements. Here there is no ratio of the elements is there, right? For example, like if we take HCl, hydrochloric acid, in that one atom of hydrogen, one atom of chlorine combined together, they form a compound, right? Whereas in mixture, if we take, you can say for example, sand particles we take, plus we take some metal, iron pieces we take, and we mix them, then there will be no formula is made, right? So that is a mixture. So by example it is clear that pure substances are again of two types. What they are as elements, okay, elements are pure substances and compounds are pure substances, right? Elements are pure substances and compounds are pure substances. Elements, for example, like if we take iron, okay, sodium, hydrogen, all these are the pure substances. When these things make compound, for example hydrochloric acid, for example NaOH, a base, these are compounds, they have fixed formula. Whereas mixtures are of two types. One is homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. What is homogeneous mixture? Where the uniformity is there of the constituents. Uniformity, okay, means uniform mixture is there. Here it is non-uniform, okay, it is non-uniform mixture, heterogeneous. For example, sugar solution. Sugar solution is a uniform mixture. From top to bottom it has same taste. Whereas heterogeneous mixture, for example sand water solution. In sand water solution you must understand, after some time sand will settle down and at top there will be less particles, at bottom there will be more particles. So this is the basic nature and classification of the elements, you can say the matter is explained in detail about first fundamental units. What are the fundamental units? So here are the 7 fundamental units: mass, length, time, temperature, current, luminous intensity and amount of substance. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, of length is meter, time is second, temperature is Kelvin, current is ampere, luminous intensity is candela and amount of substance is mole. These are the representations of these units. Okay, I have not written the full name, everybody knows about it. And the 2 supplementary units which we study with the fundamental units, supplementary units, those are angles. Okay, angle means it is represented by theta. Yes, representation of mass is by small m, length small l, t, time for small t, temperature is for capital T, current is for I, luminous intensity by IV, and amount of substance are N. These are the you can say notations of these fundamental units, right? And here angle is theta. Angle first, that is 2D angle, right? The angle between two planes. Like we have any two planes like this, then this angle is theta, right? So angle theta is measured in radian, okay, radian. And the solid angle theta, that is the last supplementary unit. What is solid angle? Solid angle means any unit means angle of any 3D figure. Okay, for example 3D figure like a corner of your room. Okay, so like for example any box, if it is has right now I don't have a box, corner of the room. Okay, so it has length also, okay, length also, breadth also, and some other units also. So complete angle, all the in the 3 3D diagram, that is represented or you can say measured in steradian unit. Small st, steradian unit. These are the 7 fundamental and 2 supplementary units. All others are the derived units. For example, if we take volume of room, if we say, and it is cubical in shape. So volume is meter cube, right? It is measured in meter cube. If we take the SI unit of length meter, then it is meter cube, right? So meter cube means 3 times meter into meter into meter, means 3 times a fundamental unit is used. Or let's say we have speed, okay? So speed is meter per second, means it is dependent on length unit also and time unit also, right? So it is dependent on 2 fundamental units. So these kind of quantities are called derived quantities and units are called derived units. Derived quantities are hundreds of their units and only 7 fundamental units we use. So these are the SI unit system and derived units. So when we study about these units, so when let's say the next topic would be when we measure anything. When we measure anything, then we say that is it correct that we measure any quantity exactly what is given? Sometimes we make mistake, right? So that mistake is the cause of, you can say, the uncertainty of the measurement. The next topic is uncertainty of the measurement. Okay, for example, that is like length we have measured. In physics, you must have heard about vernier calipers, that is used to measure the length up to the, you can say, the means 10th part of the milligram. Then there is a screw gauge that is used to measure the 100th part of the millimeter, okay, millimeter length mein. So means that much of precise length can be measured. Can you measure that much of precise length by using a simple scale? No. That causes the uncertainty. For example, that if we have to measure the length 1.9 centimeter, okay, 1.9 centimeter, but people in hurry or in some way they put point maybe a little bit, just a little ahead of that 0.9 or just before that, or maybe it is just on the 0.9, then it is very precise. So if you get the exact quantity which you want, that is called accurate quantity, right? Accurate quantity with precision, right? But if you get this like somebody get 1.89, which is very close to 1.8, or somebody get 1.91, that is also pretty close, okay, just a difference of 0.01 that centimeter, right? But it has some error that is causing the uncertainty part, and uncertainty part is caused by the decimal part of the you can say value. This is called exact part. Above the before the decimal part, that is called exact value, right? And after that we get the uncertainty part. How can we clarify this uncertain value? We can clarify by using some scientific notations. Clear? So next topic is scientific notation, how to reduce, you can say, the effect of the uncertainty or the measurement errors, right? Let's start.